Oh, hi you guys, and welcome to our City of Mist stream, Shadows in the Mist. Today, guys, I'm gonna go through our social notifications and all those things, nice and super quick, so we can get straight into the game. There's my Discord. My Discord is one of the best places I think to be on the internet. It's full of great people. It's a really inclusive, kind community who will teach you D&D if you want to learn. They will talk about D&D if you want to talk, and they'll talk about anything else you want to talk about if you want to talk about anything else. They are wonderful, super inclusive, super friendly, super kind. They're great. Twitter, if you guys want to get in a game, then send me a DM on Twitter. I currently have spaces for a game very soon. I can't remember exactly when, but I do have spaces, so send me a DM. And YouTube is where I am catching up. I am catching up on all the games. I am. I've got to take some days to do some like real life stuff as well, but I am catching up on the games. I promise. Hey Talia, welcome. Next up we have my Patreon, and my Patreon today we just got over $200 in Patreon pledges, which is incredible. We did a character creation stream earlier for that, and I'll be uploading that to the Patreon as well. Yeah, our next goal is 400, so boom, you guys, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I also have merchandise, which is there, and today, here is the tweet for Wild Magic Surges, which already has 10 retweets on it, so that's, you know, impressive. I want to see him get 400, you guys. You guys, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. So appreciative. Okay, well, Is that everything? Have I gone through everything that quick? I think I have, haven't I? Okay, well, in that case, if that is everything, then I guess I should go and grab our players for today. Oh, hi, you guys. You alive?
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How are we all doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. So why don't we go round? I'll pick an order which leaves Kiana last. So I'll splay out from me. I'll go all over the place. Let's start with Tool School.
Hey, how you doing? Having a beginning of a new week and all that fun kind of stuff. Had an amazing weekend on the Academy right here on the Scraticus Academy channel, and it was a blast. Thank you to everyone who might be watching again for all of the amazing outpouring of support through retweets and comments and DMs about our new module with Bird in the Storm. And tonight I'm here to play some fun Shadows in the Mist, Mists in the Shadows, Shadow City of Mist, Shadows and Things, as Clinton Marks, who is, he likes his schedule. He likes his schedule, and things are weird, and we'll see how he deals with the fact that, yeah, we ain't the only mythoses in town, apparently. Woo. Yeah, Clinton's going to deal really well with that. Really well.
Thank you so much, Tool School. Why don't we fly to the top of the screen next to Dina Kennedy? Oh, hi, Dina.
Hello, my name's Dinah. I'm new to role-playing games, Twitter, and the internet, and all these exciting things, at least as a role player. And I will be playing myself, per the norm. And I was not here last week. I was at Gen Con, and I'm very curious to find out what happened while we were away.
Fantastic.
The hobo and I.
Dinah. So sorry. I keep getting your name wrong. I keep calling you Dina. I'm so sorry, Dinah.
You can call me Dina. I just figure it's like an across the pond kind of thing, and I actually think it's sweet and endearing. So Thank you. No offense to your lovely wife. I'll give her one too. And one for Zippy, and one for Small.
So let's.
We've all been kids. We're all family now.
Let's go down to the bottom of the screen now to Zippy Zippo, who is gaming.exp. Hi.
Hello. I am super excited to be here. I am kind of sad that we missed the 2 episodes. I just was at Gen Con as well, having a wonderful time, bagging a bunch of loot, and meeting some great friends.
Jealous. So jealous. How about your character today?
I will be playing John Doe, the very socially awkward hobo who, when I last played, cut himself out of a trunk of a car with a flaming sword.
Yep, that happened. Next up, Alice. Oh, hi.
There we go. I'm unmuted. Hi. I also had an awesome time at the Academy this weekend. It was so good. So many games. So I'm really hyped for this game now. I'm playing Imogen Carter, who is yet another awkward person in this crazy band of people. And yeah, she's just trying to make sure everyone comes out alive and is happy. So I'm looking forward to this week.
Fantastic. And last but absolutely not least, Kiana. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. I lost the... Well, I'm not doing recap things again today, so I'm doing the recap. But hi, everyone. I am doing great. I had a great little mini vacation, so I couldn't join the Academy, but I went out and saw some friends this weekend. And now I'm back and playing some role-playing games with some awesome people. So I'm super excited for this. I will be playing Xiulan Li, or she goes by X, she goes by Li. She doesn't really care. She's your punk teen kid who just likes to parkour her way through life and is somehow wrapped up into this craziness that's happening, which got pretty crazy last week. So I guess I should recap, huh? Let's see how much I can remember.
I have a feeling we might end up all sort of combining together because I know Tool School was away for a week. Dinah and Zippy were away for a couple of weeks. So, I mean, we might end up sort of like all collabing and remembering exactly where we were. So
yeah. So just to give a background of what's been happening, all of us, we were in the diner when we experienced a strange premonition. A vision of the future where everything goes terrible on New Year's Eve. We start kind of piecing together what this could mean. We see when the mafia, basically the mafia boss, getting shot by a man in all white. And, you know, we've been trying to find that man in white to see if we can stop the mayhem that goes down. Last week, it was just post-Christmas, or Christmas Day. And we have Clinton and Imogen and Xiulan in the diner when they hear, after kind of, you know, settling down for a bit, they hear on the radio that Diana Lowry, a person of interest in their case, had died. And then the police were called. And so we're like, well, shit, we should probably go check that out. So we went and we scooched over to that to where the call was made, where there's police swarming. We managed to kind of piece together that Diana Lowry had died, possibly killed, although it seemed like it might be a freak accident more than anything else. Although her husband, the thin man, or that we've also been a person of interest in here, keeps insisting that he did it. So we kind of got to piece together these little bits of information. Clinton kind of blanked out for a sec and just walked right in, pretending he was there to fix what freak accident had happened. Went in, found a buzzer. Things started getting weird where it's almost like someone was trying to make it look like magically make it look like it was an accident. So there was a bunch of weird stuff happening there. No other person could have been of interest at that point. We go back to the diner trying to figure out what happened. When we see the man walk by the diner, get in, start kind of talking with Imogen, and he starts crying because he thinks, you know, he killed his wife. And as Imogen goes to, you know, comforting him by holding his hand, there's a little zap of electricity that kind of seemed a little similar to the way that the freak accident might have happened, because Diana Lowry was found probably dead of electrocution. So that's what I can remember. I think I pieced everything together correctly. Did I?
Anything else to add?
I think I had the ring, and that was
Yes,
about
you
it.
had the little buzzer ring that.
Yeah.
You had the
That's
ring,
the ring.
shook his hand, and got a spark.
Yeah.
So things are weird. Things are weird. We don't know what's happening. It's a mystery.
So, I believe we left the diner with Dinah and John late on Christmas Day, and we sort of went on from there, picking up Clinton's sort of night shift hours, and Julon and Imogen just went along with it. So, would you guys like to give some sort of? We could do this as a montage action, where you guys can take the montage to work on a logos or investigate the crime, work the case, sorry, or investigate your mythos.
We owe chat something. I think Grant Ellis made a deal, and he is totally not trustworthy. Did you see that? For lack of a better term, bullshit that he pulled. He said that I would sing 1980s Michael Jackson, and likes the villain, Ben is 1970s Michael Jackson. So you're just going to have to deal.
Come
with,
on, smooth criminal.
yeah.
Dinah's a smooth criminal.
No, you're going to get a man in the mirror. A summer disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, because they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know. That's it. That's all we got.
Beautiful.
Man, that's some good snapping. Man.
Yeah,
Man,
that's.
swole hip.
God damn it! Even school's like thumb muscles are swole.
I know, right? Man.
I've got the dad. I got the dad snap down.
Got it. Man, I was about to fall into line and be like, "Yes, sir, I will be home before curfew."
So, what would you guys like to do with your evening?
A montage.
Yes.
A montage.
Montage.
I haven't played through one of these.
I'll probably explore my mythos.
Okay. So you can tell everyone at the table which mystery you explore and how you do it. You gain one clue with a method and a source based on your description, and you can mark attention on that mystery's theme. So how do you investigate your mythos?
I go to church. John would go to Father Doyle's church. He would take his place at the back pew like he normally does. He'll reach down and pull down the little ledge in the pew in front of him so he may kneel on something comfortable. I found out that not a lot of churches have those. My Catholic church definitely had them. And he just sits there and he prays, and the mystery that he is asking, I guess, the universe is, what is this light burning inside of my soul?
So, does he expect an answer is my first question. Is this the sort of thing he would normally do?
He'd pray, and then he would, just like any person who has faith would hope that there is a sign, or what he would perceive to be a sign.
So I guess in the church, suddenly all of the power seems to go out. And it's sort of plunged into darkness, except for the one statue of the angel holding the fiery sword against the field of raining sulfur. Happens for just a few moments, and then the lights come back up.
I guess I know what I must do. And then he like rises. He still looked up, like dolled up in what 1990 or 1980 like rock pop. Still with the slacks and the tie and the suspenders. So he
Miami Vice.
Oh, the whole David Bowie getup I gave to you.
David
Yeah.
Bowie style. Yeah, so he
From
still
the
has
Serious
that.
Moonlight tour.
And but he still has his trench coat. He would never give up his duster. He puts his duster on, he kind of buttons one of the buttons and puts back his scarf, and he walks out of the church, and he turns and faces the direction to Imogen's diner, and he just starts walking.
Excellent. As you walk, John, a man stops staring at you on the sidewalk.
I'll stop and I'll stare back, but I'll kind of give him a warm smile and nod to him.
It's a heavy-set man wearing a suit of dark pinstripes. Not a very expensive suit. It's quite cheap, but you know, it gives a certain look. Just stands staring at your face. Can't be. Can't be.
I guess I'm a bit confused. Have we met?
Do you know Maria? Maria Scott?
Oh no, I do not.
No. Didn't think so.
Yeah. I've been having trouble remembering a lot. I just took a spill a couple years ago and bumped my head, and he like taps on his scar.
Huh. Well, good evening to you.
Yeah. Good evening to you. Is it still Christmas? This is out of
it's
character.
like Christmas morning.
Oh, and
Boxing Day, sorry.
oh, okay. So it's the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year. And he
What
sort
a
of
nice man.
staggers off, hands in his pockets, like looking over his shoulder every now and again.
All right. Well, back on the road, and he'll start just strolling down.
How about you, Dinah?
Professional streamer, yay. I'm going to be investigating during this time. And I think I'm going full mythos for this ordeal.
Okay.
So let's talk about how this works, because I have not montaged before.
Okay, so basically a montage is a chance for you to, in your character, explore a part of your character that you're interested in. So in this case, you will get a clue about your mythos, and it would also allow you to mark attention to your mythos as well. I can see that Master of the Game already has 2 attention marked, so you could use this action to gain a benefit to that card. And we would role play through that a little bit, and I would give you a clue, which would possibly pertain to the story.
That's what I had pictured in my mind's eye. And the way this would look in the fiction of the world would be Dinah would be in her luxury apartment, and there would be a glass chess set. Half the pieces are crystal clear glass, the other half are a rose colored glass. and every time she moves a rose-colored piece, it is almost as if a deep, dark crimson wine begins to fill up in the pieces. Each piece on the board represents a different person of interest in the city. And oddly enough, surrounding this table are stuffed animals, like a child's thing, but they're kind of sitting as if they were an audience. And Dinah doesn't quite know exactly who they are, what they represent, but they've always sat there and watched the game. So Dinah will begin to play out the game on the board, both sides equally, unable to predict where the pieces will go, but they will always go where they go. And this is like grandmaster level, maybe top 1% in the world, the way this game plays out. There's rumors that IBM has been sending, the computer company has been emailing her asking for suggestions on a computer program they're working on called Deep Blue, which is said to be able to beat HS Master. But Dinah begins to play out the game. What does it tell her?
The game plays evenly at first. The colors, the slowly growing red rose pieces moving across the board seem to be dominating at first. But for a few clever moves, Dinah is able to get the clear crystal pieces back on level footing. She comes across a move that makes even herself pause. As you say, she's a chess master. And she usually can think through all lines of tactics, but this move looks like a losing move. Like, you make this sacrifice, you sacrifice your queen, and it looks as though you've thrown the game. Right up until about 4 moves later, when the clear pieces try and take a rook and place themselves in a single move checkmate.
I have both won and lost. I knocked the king over in defeat. I bet Clinton would be very good at chess. I bet he's played through all the games. I should introduce him to IBM. They can use janitors there.
Thank you very much, Archmage Derek, for that tier 1 sub. You may gift a natural success or a natural failure to a player of your, or me, of your choice. So, how do we regroup? When do we regroup? Obviously, Clint doesn't have a schedule at the moment. We left you in the diner last night. How do you guys wrap up the diner scene? Imogen, when do you need to open up again? It was pretty late last night.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
What time is it?
So what time did we wrap up last session? Do you guys remember? It was pretty late.
It was late. We had gone because it was
early hours even, wasn't it?
Yeah, you closed the bar. You closed the diner before you normally do.
Yeah, I closed it at 10.
Because normally it's open at midnight. We then had the whole scene with the police, the walk there, the walk back. I mean, what, 4 a.m. that it would be when we have gotten back there?
About that, yeah, I would have said.
I mean, by the time we walked to the seat, did all of our business there, walked back. And then, and that, lost his name, Thin Man.
Marco? Lowry?
Yeah. He's in the bar now, in the diner now with us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what, 4 a.m.-ish? I mean, does that make sense? 3, 4 a.m. coming up on 5?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So how would we have wrapped? Yeah, we kind of left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, Imogen was shocked. At 5:02, Clinton's gonna go catch his bus.
I don't care what's happening, catch him a bus.
Well, yeah. I mean, so that's why it's 4, so I didn't have to do the.
Imogen probably would have not jumped back. She didn't want to make it obvious to Marco. Like she wouldn't. She'd just sort of pat him on the hand, maybe give him another coffee, and then if he moved on, he'd move on. She probably wouldn't go home this evening because by the time she'd get home, she'd probably have to reopen again. So she sort of curls up on one of the booths and just pulls her jacket over the top and like makes her scarf into some sort of pillow.
Okay. So I'm guessing it'll be morning time when the shop's opening then, Imogen. Let's say you hear a knocking on the window.
And she immediately sits bolt upright, like, and head sort of straightens everything out and runs over to the door.
Hello?
Hello, yes, sorry. And she just like starts fumbling for the keys and puts the key in the lock and opens. Yeah, sorry. It was can I get coffee?
Yes, please. It's Marco.
Come in. Like, same spot?
Yes,
And
thank
she
you.
quickly just pulls her jacket out of the way and stuffs it somewhere and goes to get his coffee. And then when she brings it back, she's like, how is everything today?
He just sort of looks at you with his face like, you know...
I've got some leftover Christmas cookies. That's what I'll get you. And she brings some of those over as well.
Yep, he's grateful. You know, thank you.
Okay. And then she immediately dashes off behind the bar to start like cleaning the coffee machines and everything else to try and get started for the day because she overslept.
Don't you ever take a holiday?
No, you know, I don't think I have. Ever. Like, and she's really pondering it for a second.
It's not good for you, you know, you should take a break. Everyone should take a break.
She's like, well, I'm fine. I'm happy doing this. It's fine. So, you know, I relax when I get home.
And he sort of quiets down. He's bought a newspaper and he gets that out. It looks like he's trying to distract himself. He starts doing the crossword and reading the funnies and, you know, all of that. So who will be the first to arrive at the diner today?
I think John will.
And what sort of time would that be?
11. Just at the end of the breakfast rush.
Okay.
He'll just walk in, and he'll approach and he'll pull out like a couple wadded dollars and throw it on and ask for like coffee black. And,
She pours it for him straight away and smiles at him. How are you, John?
I am doing wonderful.
Yeah.
How was your Christmas?
It was good, actually. I spent it with more people than I thought I would.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Nobody's been giving you any trouble?
No. It's all been quite nice and quite thrilling, maybe. Do you want your sandwiches?
Yes, I would love my sandwiches.
And she ducks down and pulls out a tray already done and then gives you change, which she probably didn't need to give you.
And then he takes the change and he puts it in like an empty styrofoam cup and puts that on the tray. I will be back later. Thank you so much.
No worries. I know you will. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Okay. And he'll kind of like turn and kind of saunter out of the diner carrying his sandwiches, and he'll go about his daily routine of giving the fellow vagrants of the city food.
Perfect. So, would anyone next come into the diner or encounter John on his rounds?
So,
Um,
oh, go ahead.
oh no. Shilan probably does bump into John as she's headed to the diner to go and find her Marco. To John, she looks a little more trash panda-y than she usually does. Yesterday's eyeliner definitely still on.
Ah,
And
little
she
monkey.
Oh. Hey.
Hey.
Your friend's safe, by the way. Make sure that he got free community.
Oh. Wonderful, wonderful. He probably didn't want to go. And he probably caused quite a fuss.
Yeah. But he said because you were the ones who said so he would do it. So.
Yes, I did tell him that if anything happened on the streets, there's a lot of gang violence and stuff, and a lot of vagrants get caught in the middle of such violence. And so I tell them if that ever stirs up, to head to the shelter, and I'll handle it.
Yeah, that's the good thing. Gang violence, man. I don't think there'd be any.
Oh, well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the back alleys of this city that most people don't realize, but we vagrants are flies on a wall. And he pulls out a sandwich and he hands it to you. Hungry?
I'm fine. I'm actually headed over to the diner.
Well, this will be a nice little snack for you on your way. And he kind of like just sticks the sandwich in your little satchel. I assume that you have some kind
backpack.
of backpack. He'll
Yeah.
he'll notice that you kind of forgot to like zip it up, so he'll slip the sandwich in there. Don't forget that it's in there. Oh, you don't want to let it sit for too long. And then he'll just continue on his rounds.
Okay.
So stay safe, little monkey.
Uh-huh. Yup. Totally. She
Okay.
runs off towards the diner.
And I continue my rounds. I think I will, let's see. I'd like to investigate here, just while I'm doing my rounds, to basically get the word on the street. With the connection of the homeless connection. And I think I'll just be rolling Incorruptible and Generous. And that is the only 2 power tags that would apply. And then let's do an investigation. And that is a mild success of a 9.
So on a mild success, I give you a solid answer or a straight lead, and you get clues equal to your power, of which you've used 2. And your investigation can expose you to danger. Your clues, you get a fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false, or whoever or whatever you're asking the questions can ask you one question as well. And I will choose one.
Okay. The overall question is, what events of significance have been taken place over, who's making the shady deal, who has the hit on them kind of deal.
Okay.
Or, oh, I've noticed that there are a lot of cops kind of shoring up over on the docks or whatever. He's just kind of trying to put out his feelers and see if there's anything out of the ordinary or that they would find kind of weird.
So his the people we speak to, they're all really talking a lot about the death of Diana. It's a strange case where someone has been it seems like an accident, but it seems more and more as though it's not possible that Marco could have done it, no matter how much he protests that he did do it. However, you also hear a lot about Vincenzo's men at the casino, like they're building arms, ready for something big.
All right. I guess my second question would be, do they feel like there's a connection between Vincenzo and the death of Diana Lowry? Is Vincenzo amassing an army in direct response to Diana dying? Sorry, that was alliteration, and I couldn't do it. Is it because Diana died that Vincenzo's making an army, or was he starting to make this army up until the point of Diana's death, and then they think that this is all just like a power play?
It seems not to be related. He's already been amassing this for a while before Diana's death, and they hint that someone behind the scenes has been pulling strings, which Vincenzo doesn't like.
I give the ones who gave me this information, I reach into the cup full of change and I kind of throw a little bit extra into their cups and kind of nod to them and tell them that if anything starts to go down that they feel uncomfortable, head directly to the shelter. And the shelter is owned by Father Doyle and some of his benefactors. So that's why he always tells them to go to the shelter.
Okay, perfect. So then, who next comes into scene?
I can show up. And I'm bringing an imported gift for Imogen. It's flowers, fresh flowers. They're out of season, hard to get. But I figured the diner could use a little lightening up.
Thank you. And she sort of scoops them up and heads off to see if she can find a vase for them.
Oh, they're in a vase.
They're in a vase, okay.
That's part of the gift.
And she's sort of like arranging it, even though it looks exactly the same at all angles, but she's trying to arrange it far away from where Clint sits, but somewhere that makes it look nice.
He's going to notice.
Yeah.
I recommend giving him this one as a gift, though, and ask him where he would put it. And if he throws it away, don't worry, I planned on that happening anyways.
I suppose that's a good idea.
And he doesn't mean any offense by it. He just needs to make sure that everything.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. He's a hell of a man.
So we've got to be getting on to midday around now. Carry on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm on my lunch break, and
Your usual?
Surprised me today.
Surprise you.
Yes, hard to get into it. I've been completely in over my head at work in the office.
Definitely coffee or something else. I'm not allowed to sell alcohol on the premises.
No, I understand. I understand. I neither of us have said it. But I'm going to point to a sheet of paper that I keep in my purse at all times, and you'll know which one to get me.
And she goes out back and she brings out a hot chocolate, but then discreetly next to it, so that it's closer to you, is your preferred drink.
You're a doll, and I love you. How's the Nintendo 64 treating you?
Well, I haven't actually had a chance to play it yet, but I'm sort of hoping I can do that this evening if I can close up on a reasonable time this time.
One of these days, you'll...
Yeah, one day.
So how have things been around here? I've been trapped behind my keyboard, slaving away at the machine. What have I missed?
Have been interesting. I'm assuming you heard about Diana's death, murder, whatever they're calling it.
Alleged murder, yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And she's sort of looking around. Is Marco still in there?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Us women have a secret language that only we can speak through just our eyebrows.
Like, she's just go. No, she sort of like can't help it, but she pulls like a tall thing of like napkins. Like she's just like, I don't think it was an accident.
Who do you
But
think
that's
did it?
just me.
Do you think it was the Mister? Do you think it was Marco?
I don't know. I mean, he seems pretty sure he did it, but he doesn't seem like the sort of person to do. And I found this, and she literally pulls out the ring to show and put it down. No idea. I think it's one of those trick things, but could
Like
it
to
like short circuit something?
if we stick it in an outlet very deep, possibly.
But that's just speculation, you know. I'm just.
Whoa,
What do I know?
You know a lot of things, Imogen. I think you don't give yourself as much credit as you deserve. You're extremely capable, extremely intelligent, ridiculously attractive, if I do say.
And she's just sort of like,
And you run a
oh,
very tight organization, establishment.
thank you. And she sort of,
Is that a
she sort of
question?
goes red, like, okay, thank you.
'Tis the season.
Yeah. Almost trying to look away, and she starts like fiddling with the napkins as if she's trying to tidy them, but it's not quite happening.
So I'd like you all to be together again at some point, if we could work towards that.
So I
Oh
can,
no, yeah.
I can jump in because something interesting happened. Clinton took his 5:02 a.m. bus home and went up the 22 steps to his apartment. 7:15, he went to bed, first passing by the small Christmas tree and the cookies he had set out, with one cookie with a bite out of it that he took himself. 5 years ago, he stopped leaving out milk because it would start to smell in this sort of over-radiated heat of his apartment. He looks, he knows nothing will be there, but he looks to see if there happens to be a present under the tree. There's not. He goes to bed. At 11:08, he gets up to pee, washes his hands as he always does, flicks the XX water on the orchid he keeps above the toilet, and at 11 a.m., he lays down to go back to sleep. And he can't fall asleep. He sleeps 8 hours. That's what he does. But not today. He's off for the whole week, as he always is, but he keeps on schedule when he's off because he knows he has to go back to work and he wants to stay on schedule. But today, it's 11:15 and he is still awake. He watches the clock click. It's 11:22. He is still awake. He keeps thinking about last night. He thinks about the death. There's weird things that he's remembering that he shouldn't remember because he was just standing on the corner. It's 11:42 and he is still awake. He starts to get, he doesn't know. So he gets up and he looks around and nothing is right. The schedule is wrong. He doesn't know what to do. It's 3:15 before he wakes up and has 1 egg, 1 slice of toast and coffee. Things are about to break. He knows they're about to break. And then he thinks of something. He needs to find the pieces. He needs coffee to go. That's the answer. So he dresses, goes downstairs, and he takes the 12:06 bus which he doesn't take. He doesn't take the 1206 bus. The 1206 bus is crowded. It doesn't go where he needs it to go ever. But it's the bus that he takes. And because it's a direct bus instead of the bus that goes around, that takes longer, he arrives at the diner at 12:42. He walks in the door and looks around.
Imogen will see him straight away and go, and then she reaches under and she has a coffee to go on the side.
He walks forward and he holds it, but then he kind of knows, thank you. And he goes back to his routine. Interesting weather we're having.
It's quite nice.
Yes. And he looks around. There's new flowers.
I was going to ask you where you think we should put them or if we should get rid of them. What do you think?
He looks around, assesses it. Dinah, those are lovely flowers you brought.
Oh.
And he walks down to his seat, and with the to-go cup, he'll sit down on his seat, the third from the end, the small tear in the vinyl, and sit down and just kind of wait and look. Toffee to go. We'll fix things.
Because change is good. Doesn't have to be bad.
When you say change is good, he gets a little hyperventilated. He goes, butter knives are not screwdrivers.
Mm-hmm.
We need coffee to go.
And she does the same thing she did beforehand and just tries to do a very slow, louder breathing so that see if he picks it up.
And he does. And he calms down and looks and goes, so what's on the schedule?
What do you want on the schedule?
That's not how schedule works. The schedule is the schedule. Like, the schedule is what you follow. The schedule's not what I make.
What's on your schedule?
Are you asking
I'm
about?
supposed-
Sorry, Dinah, just like head creeps back.
What's on your
I should be
schedule?
asleep. I shouldn't be here at all.
You
I'm
are
off.
here a little earlier than usual.
Yes, I normally feed the ducks, but that's not till later. That's at 8:02 when I feed the ducks. I should be asleep. At 3:15, I have an egg, and a slice of bread, for toast, and a coffee at my house. Not coffee to go. But coffee to go is how things are unbroken, how we avoid things from breaking. So today I'm having coffee to go, but I'm staying here.
She just smiles and nods at him.
Thank you.
No problem. And she starts wiping down the counter again.
You would hear the diner door open as Elon just slinks in, noticing Dinah definitely
Imogen can't help but go, Lee! And they just sort of start waving at you and immediately has almost as if produces out of nowhere a hot chocolate with the marshmallows and everything on top.
I have something for you, Lee. It's a gift.
You really don't have to, she says. She kind of slides into the seat.
I think you'll
Yeah.
like this gift.
That's right.
You'll love it. So have you heard of what all the cool kids are calling the Rio MP3 player? This is really quite fascinating. So it's a small device and it will hold your compact discs on it in one straight shot, and you don't need to spend all the time popping it open, putting discs in, putting it out. When you do all that running around, you will have the ability to listen to the music. And I have filled it up with you with, a little bit of music from this group that I think you'd like called the Wu-Tang Clan. And this album hasn't been released yet. They're calling it the W. It's hip. You'll like it. I have no use for it. My nephew gave me one. I'm not saying I'm regifting. I'm just saying I'm regifting.
Right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
She kind of just looks at it, continues to bear her hot chocolate, and occasional glances over at Marco as well. How's he looking?
Oh, he's sitting there, he's going through things, he's sort of like trying to do the crossword, and he's like putting his...
Yeah, and for Imogen, it looks like Shilan didn't sleep at all. Like she's wearing the same clothes, has the same makeup on, everything.
And Imogen does see this, like while she's pouring a bit more, like she brings over another hot chocolate to switch on. She's like, are you okay? You don't look like you slept too well.
Oh,
That's not me insulting you. Like, I'm genuinely concerned for your well-being. So
no, I'm great. I'm fine. Don't need to worry about me at all.
Okay. And she just like slides and switches the mugs around and keeps going.
So,
I think by this time, John would have gotten back from his rounds. Comes back with the tray.
Yeah, it's probably about 1 p.m. So now what I'm going to do quickly is Dinah is 1, Kiana is 2, Alice is 3, Zippy is 4, and Jay is 5. Zippy, can you please roll me a 1d 326, I think it is now?
That is oddly specific. 326.
Excellent.
275.
And again, please. The dice love you.
Good. Okay, well, here we go. 84.
You've got a new diet. You can only eat raw food.
Oh, this is going to be a treat.
Okay.
Sushi.
He's on the raw. He's
I
going to
don't
open
have
the
that
first
in the
raw
diner,
bug.
by the way.
I can only eat raw food.
Yeah, just raw food. You're on that new raw food diet.
He'll just eat an apple.
There you go.
There we go. That's as raw as it gets.
And the next one I will hold on.
Okay. So John comes back. He comes back in. He comes in and he places the tray on the counter in front of Imogen, and he looks at her.
Thank you.
He kind of like squints at her, like she hasn't been telling him what has been going on.
She squints back like, you okay?
Diana Lowry, the woman. This was the person I was locked in her car, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't tell me she died.
It wasn't something I thought we would discuss over breakfast. You didn't hear it in the news? And she's like, I'm assuming Marco's still here.
Mhm.
Like she sort of like pulls him aside and is like, and her husband's here, so
Yes, I do have questions for
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Marco,
He's-
specifically of why he thinks that he is the one who murdered his wife, and he's speaking at a normal tone.
okay.
Marco's just still sitting there, like sort of like shaking, looking up every now and again. like sort of tear stains around his eyes.
Do you think we should just give the man some time? He's just lost his wife.
We
It
also
still feels
saw-
comfortable roaming in public.
We both saw the same thing of the explosion and hell on earth. We only got 5 days, maybe a week.
I'm
Is
saying
it a
don't
week or 5
corner
days?
him.
I don't know. I don't carry a personal data assistant on me.
Which is why I got you one for Christmas.
Oh,
John.
I didn't get anything for you, unfortunately.
Oh, you've given me enough as it is.
Wonderful.
Just don't corner him.
No, I won't. And he picks up his coffee and he goes and he sits right in front of Marco.
I slide along, just like cleaning, trying to listen at the same time.
This is Marco Lowry.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi-
Can
Good,
I help you?
good day. Yes, I would like to speak to you about your wife.
Oh.
I would like to know why you think it is you who murdered her. And if there's any way I could help you alleviate the grieving process, I know an excellent priest if you are a man of faith, or I could just be here to listen.
I touched her. I came in. We'd been arguing. I touched her and she jumped like she'd been shocked. It was me. I did it. Next thing you know, she's on the floor. She's dead.
What is the what is the coroner ruled it out as, Mr. Lowry?
He said that there was a fault in one of the appliances. That she had touched an appliance that had short-circuited and taken the mains voltage.
Burns on the heart.
And you feel that you were the reason? You were the source of electricity, not this appliance?
I know it sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't. And he puts out his hand. Would you mind touching me? I promise you, you will not hurt me.
Like Imogen just winces, like, oh god.
And at this point, when he puts out his hand, I feel like I'm going to have him change the game. I'm going to have John change the game.
Mhm.
Because if this is the kind of voltage that, if it hits the heart, causes it to stop, he wants to be able to protect himself. So he's going to activate his holy aura, the armor of the heavenly host, and
Mhm.
but he's also going to do it as a way to give him a calming presence, and so that he's going to be rolling change the game with holy aura, unbreakable, and keeper of the faith.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to change the game with those. And I got a great success.
Excellent. And on a great success, you can create a story tag, burn a power tag, or a story tag. Give or reduce a status, 1 tier per point of juice. You get juice equal to your power.
He's going to give himself a status of protection from. You know, since he knows that it's electricity, he's going to give himself protection from electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Normally he would be able to give himself like just some minor form of like armor or shield, but he's going to bump it up to give it a protection from a specific element, and electricity, thunder, whatnot. He's going to just give himself that status of protected, and then with the final power tag, he's going to put the story tag on Marco of calmed, or he's going to give him a tier 1 status of calmed.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Now, with a 10 plus, you can also scale up the effect or prolong the effect, hide the effect, or any other improvement that you and me agree on.
Well, that would require juice, and I only get juice to power, so I've used all my power.
Okay.
Juice. So he wants him to see that there are other people that have strange abilities, even if, like, this would take the form of like a cell shaded halo around him, where it would be an outline. If he was a 2D image, would be like giving off that glow and then that sense of calming, but he would still have his hand out to have Mr. Marco touch him.
Yeah, okay. That's perfect. And Marco reaches out and takes your hand.
Let's see. It must have been a faulty appliance. See, you touched me and I'm not being shocked. You had nothing to do with this, Mr. Lowry.
Unless he can control when he shocks people and doesn't shock people, or he has no control over it and it happens intermittent. Oh, I'm sorry.
I slide in. I'm just like, coffee, like just pouring, like to try and just get between.
As Dinah is talking, Quinn just leans over and goes, 5 days, 10 hours, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Marks.
He's good.
He is good. He has his own internal clock that is always on time. But I want to let you know, Mr. Lowry, that you didn't have anything to do with your wife's death. But I wanted to also ask you about if there is a connection between your family and Vincenzo.
Oh, Vincenzo, I'm doing I'm doing a gig for him on New Year's Eve.
Okay. All right. Do you know what time that gig is?
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. I'm the warm-up act.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're a magician, right?
Yeah, you've heard of me?
Oh yes, I have. I've been wanting to meet you. I feel like I could have been a magician in a past life as well. I just can't remember.
Disappear.
I can definitely make people disappear. No, I cannot make people disappear. I'm sorry, that is terrible wording.
His wife just died.
I understand. And it is a very hard time. I just wanted to give him my condolences and let him know that I believe that it wasn't your fault. That things just happen when they happen, and there's no way to really avoid or stop them. They will happen because it is predetermined.
Uh-huh.
If that brings you some peace, then
I mean, I do feel calmer.
see. And that's not just Imogen's coffee.
Which Dinah's been pouring alcohol into this whole time.
I won't take any more of your time, Mr. Lowry. Here, I actually have this last sandwich that I would like to give to you.
Thank you.
No problem. It is. I think it's cucumber and mayonnaise.
Thanks.
No problem.
He looks at Clinton for a second. You know what? I might take it to go. I think I need to
Very
walk
well.
and think.
And do be careful. You know, it's kind of slippery outside.
Thank you.
All right.
Gets up, he stands, and starts walking.
Can I do a thing?
Yeah,
Can I
of
do a
course, of course.
Okay. Because it's just too good. It's just too good. Clinton was calculating in his mind, even though it just takes but seconds for him to figure out exactly the time and date. It's a routine task where his mind is on something else. As he's walking out, as Marco Lowry is walking out of the bar, is there a neon sign, an electrical outlet, a jukebox, electrical appliances, anything with power, or multiple things with power that he goes by?
There's my PDA that I just got from Dinah.
Probably something a little more explosive.
There is a radio and light switches.
Radio,
Jukebox.
is there like a neon sign in here? Wouldn't a
There
diner
better be a neon jukebox.
Oh my goodness, no.
some neon
Oh,
with a
God,
nice
we're
big
gonna die.
high voltage ballast?
There is a neon sign. Yeah.
Clinton is thinking, finding a schedule, trying to find things, and oh, the gremlin is hearing this conversation. The lovely calming effect, the words, and as he is a mischief mastery, he cannot help himself from taking this opportunity of everything's fine. Have your coffee to go. And as Marco Lowry walks by the neon sign, I don't even know what kind of role this is, but he's gonna go F up this sign so it blows up and makes huge electrical sparks as Marco Lowry walks by it. What would that be?
I reckon it'd be a change the game, because you can also reduce statuses with change the game. So you could like reduce his calm and give him like panicked or something different instead.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to change the game, and Mischief Mastery, I mean, flaw identification, it's a high voltage. I mean, neon signs are notorious for having failure modes. He always has the tools. I don't think this is a complex system, you tell me.
No, probably not so much.
Yeah, not so much. Let's see. On his other one, can phase through solid matter, which always does weird things with electricals. Mechanical manipulation of mechanical fasteners, I think would be great.
Uh-huh.
And I am gonna go ahead and use the weakness, because this calls for bringing attention to his work and just the irony of it.
Yep, definitely.
And so change the game. Just press the button, right?
Yeah, just press the change the game button.
Oh, I guess I fail. Mild success.
Mild success. Yeah. So you get your juice equals your power. So you get free juice to create a story tag, burn a power tag or story tag, or give or reduce a status. So he currently has the status calm. You could reduce that to 0, leaving you 2 juice.
Can we use it to panicked down to 2, just because he wants to see the king? He wants to see him jump.
Yeah, you can give him panicked 2. And as Marco is leaving the diner, this neon sign explodes and sort of like sparks,
Shower
like
of sparks and
fireworks, everything rain on him, and he just looks up for a moment and then runs.
And because I used a weakness, I get a
Attention.
attention. Yep. And then I have one more, right?
Juice.
So was it one to bring it to 0, another one to bring it to -1? So that spends 2 powers, and then do I have 1 power left?
Yeah.
And in that moment, using his mystery, and I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do something game breaking here.
Mm-hmm.
His whole thing is about how do I disrupt the mist. The purpose of this was by that panic and whatever that somehow whatever is hiding what Marcos is, even if it's just for a moment, breaks. And even if the other people have to do like an investigation or perception, I know I'm sorry, I'm talking D&D words to see it. But his whole purpose in that was to try to catch Marcos off guard, because he doesn't know that he possibly has a mythos in it, but to catch him off guard and maybe reveal something about himself. I'll leave it for you to play with as my storyteller.
No. We'll let the dice decide. Could you give me an investigate roll, please?
On investigate, is that so can I load this with things, or is it just a flat investigate?
No, you can load it with anything that you consider to be part of it. So for a start off, you're in the diner.
Okay, that might be all I have.
And I think you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you believe he's part of the premonition, don't you?
Hearing that he's performing, I definitely do. 10 o'clock performance makes me think that he would be involved in it. Not a repetitive task, not a keen sense of time, not identified. It's not a routine. Hard to notice. Probably is all I've got. It's not really flaw identification. I don't see that as be able to use that. Hard to act while directly.
Do you think any of the weaknesses might apply?
That's what I was looking at too. Hard to act while directly observed. I think that's it. Wants attention for his works. Nervous when confronted. Ooh, surprises. His cog in the machine. He would not. The Clinton would be working against the gremlin. So.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. Whether he gets anything out of this. Woohoo! Look at that.
Great success. So you get clues equal to your power. Your power equals 1. And on a great success, you just get clues, straight clues. Solid leads, or straight answers, or a solid lead.
Yeah, so what is some feature of Marco's mythos is revealed?
Mm-hmm.
To leave some mystery to it for us to try to keep figuring out instead of
as the sparks go off and you reduce the calm and induce the panic instead, there is a split moment where his back is to you. And for a moment, you're back in that premonition where the man stands against the low-slung Mercedes with his back to you, lighting a cigar. Then he flicks onto the ground.
They're the same man? Just something. There's a connection. Okay. That's cool. I also have another question. That's my third attention to cog in the machine. What does that do?
You will get an improvement, a theme improvement. So if you go to cog in the machine, that's your routine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you go to routine, in the back section, you can get improvements. So basically what you do is you reset your attention. You take one of those improvements and apply it in future. For waking up early, do you think you still only have 1 crack?
I was playing off him recovering from it because with the idea with the idea of coming up with the idea, but certainly it was disconcerting. I mean,
it's ultimately up to you. I was just asking a question.
I think he has a crack today, but if he wouldn't have a crack tomorrow.
Okay.
The first day he wakes up early would crack him. So what is an improvement? Is it I'm gonna have to look it up in the book, or what is it, just another power tag thing, or is it
Yeah, usually. Hang on a second, let me find routine for you quickly.
Sorry.
That's alright.
I'm learning.
Yeah, it's all good. So routine improvements. Your first one. You get a choice of 5. You can get incidental shut eye. When you have some downtime, if you do not choose to recover all your burnt tags, you still recover 1 burnt tag. We've not burnt any tags yet. Basically, at any time, you guys can burn a power tag, so you can't use it anymore. But it gives you +3 to your message.
Oh, okay.
All in a day's work. Once per scene, if you're in the middle of your routine and you make a core move as part of your routine, you can choose to make it dynamite. Now, dynamite means if you get a +12 or higher, you get extra benefits. So, for example, I know off the top of my head that the go toe-to-toe one is you get all of the benefits of rolling high. You don't just get 1.
Okay.
This one's probably good memory. Every session, you can choose to get up to 3 clues on a location, person within the domain of your routine. The first clue is free. When you take the second clue, the MC gets to ask you a question which you must answer truthfully. On the third clue, you expose yourself to danger, as in the investigate move. Why I do this? Choose and answer a power tag question from the training, mission, or defining relationship theme books that reflect your background, your dedication, or the people involved in your daily routine. Write down the answer as a new power tag on this theme, so you could take a new power tag. Or getting good at this. Choose a core move that best represents the most common action you take during your daily routine. Whenever you use it with the tags from this theme, it's dynamite.
Okay, I'm gonna just do a power tag. I'll come up with a new power tag, so I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll get a new clock. I'll get a new route, a new power tag for my cog in the machine.
Yeah, it'd be based on one of your perhaps someone that is part of your routine regularly. You could base it on them.
Yep. Cool. Ooh, I know what that is. Can I literally just have it be in the vicinity of Imogen?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, truly. I mean, for him, in this one, which is Keen's all of his routines and all that type of stuff, and with his identity, life is unchanging. It's the one right now. It's the thing that's holding him together.
You could say something like reliant on her presence or something.
Yeah. I mean, if that's too broad, I mean, let me know. Is my fun wrong? Or should it be something different than that?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Absolutely fine.
Actually, I'm gonna do if Imogen is calm, he's calm. That makes it. I think that's a more interesting story.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Cool. Sorry to take up all that time. I'm still learning cities.
No, it's absolutely
We
fine.
all are.
But we're here for.
Yeah. Cool.
Looks like we're
So,
getting your friend.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Party RPG. Welcome in, Raiders.
For
Oh my gosh.
for
There be pirates.
there are pirates. So I think this happens. The gremlin probably incorporeal skips back over and hops back into Clinton. Clinton then basically right at the end of that says 5 days, 10 hours, 28 minutes, and 0 seconds until New Year's.
How does John react to this?
To the neon exploding?
Hmm.
He kind of just stops and kind of looks around, and then he notices Clinton just deep in thought. He looks at the neon sign and looks at Clinton, and he kind of
It could have been your
waves.
hand, John.
But no, hold on.
Yes.
And he kind of waves his hand in front of Clinton's face.
Rude.
He is totally out.
5 days,
And he's back.
10 hours.
Welcome back there, Mr. Marks. So, did you notice when he said the the time for his show?
10 p.m.
Yeah.
8 hours and 28 minutes. 27.
Do you remember when the explosion in the vision happened?
I wrote it down. 1 minute to midnight on New Year's Eve.
So roughly maybe like 2 hours past. Mr. Lowry is supposed to go on as the warm-up show. We need to find who the main show is. And we have to find what is Vincenzo amassing an army for.
Army.
An army. That is the word on the streets.
Maybe what to say army, but arms? For sure.
Arms to supply to an army.
Possibly, I don't know. I kind of just, saw some firearms and stuff.
How
I
many
went for-
firearms?
One of the homeless people on the street, John, might have been a bit shifty, and maybe mumbled something about the little monkey, but not given you any real details.
Oh, wait. That reminds me, little monkey.
Yeah.
You were seen by a vagrant. Were you doing anything dangerous?
No.
So at this point, Lee, can I get you to do me a flashback convince roll for that moment with the homeless person where you tried to convince him not to tell anyone?
I thought I did back then.
Did you?
I don't remember.
I don't think you did. It's the sort of thing that I'd normally save for a moment like this.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's do that then. Let's look.
I mean,
what
the
do I-
VODs might prove me wrong, but it's fun either way.
So, quick question. I was just thinking of this. Since I use surprise as a weakness, Clinton noticed the resemblance between the backs, not the gremlin, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. It's weird. I've got two personalities and they're totally different. And I'm trying to figure out what's what. What's fun?
I don't think I have anything to help me.
Oh. Looks like it might be a flat roll.
Yeah, I'm not very good at talking, guys. That's an 8.
On an 8, you get a partial success. You can choose to. Okay, so when you try and install, you can either try and give them the status of the target can either choose to take the status or on a 7 to 9 to give in a little but protect their own agenda. So they their agenda is to keep John Doe giving them sandwiches. So John, the old man who hangs out behind the casino, told you that Lee had broken into this casino. He doesn't tell you anything else, but he says that she broke into the casino.
Great, thanks.
Little monkey, come, sit in this booth.
I'm fine right here.
No, you're not.
Yep.
No, please take a seat.
Why?
You have some explaining to do.
She's gonna pick up her hot chocolate and just slide into the booth.
John on the other side slides in. He picks up a butter knife and he starts flipping it around. And then he stops and he places it to his chin and he points it at Lee. Tell me about the break-in.
The break-in?
Yeah, at the casino. Daryl saw you.
Nasty. No, it was fine. I was just, just working on the case and just expecting.
Ooh, well, what did you find?
Like I said, some arms.
Arms. Does it look like he might be trying to sell these?
I don't know. They were kind of in crates. Pretty sure he's not supposed to have them either way. Like, they're not like his.
I see. Were you safe?
Yeah.
You didn't
Nobody
get
saw me.
in-
Other than whatever his name is.
You didn't get into any trouble?
Nope.
Good. All right. That's all I needed to know. Also, do you have do you remember what window you entered? I might want to go back and check for myself about these guns.
I used the door.
Yeah, you use the door, of course. Yes, I will use the door as well. Thank you, little monkey.
The last time you did that, you had to break yourself out with a sword? Knife thing?
I don't think I will need to use such tools this time. As long as I'm armed with this trusty butter knife, I will be able to get into anywhere I wish.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So, okay. Thank you so much. I am going to go see a man about a casino. I'm going to try my hand at some blackjack and maybe some craps and some shuffleboard. And he kind of gets up and he dusts himself off. I will return later. And then John kind of starts walking out the door.
Do the rest of you let him go alone?
I look at the others as soon as he's out the door. Should I?
Well, I think you should tail him. I mean, I can't close up, but he got locked in a car boot.
Yes, exactly. I don't.
Oh, what the hell? I'll follow him.
Okay, I'd come, but like I'm assuming
I'm going side and side. I'm not. At Lee, you tail the two of us. I will go along with him as a friend. He
Right.
gave him his last sandwich. He'll need another.
Casinos are loud.
They're so fun, though.
unpredictable.
Unless you work for the house. You make a lot of money. You would like it.
The games are predictable. People's reactions are unpredictable.
This is true.
There's not a schedule. Better nights than screwdrivers.
They're shows. Have you been to a show, Clinton? Oh, we'll talk about it later. I got to go catch John.
Go catch Sean.
I'm just saying, if there's no Mrs. Marks that's like not your mother or a sister or an aunt, there's probably not a Mr. Carter either. And that's it. Let I get right out of there.
Imogen doesn't get it. Like, she's just
Then
like,
it goes.
she doesn't get it at all.
The two most socially awkward people.
What time of day is it? Sorry, like,
Is it 3:15? It's 3.
is it 3:15?
It is 3:15.
Yeah.
Waiting for Austin 316.
Can I have an egg? One slice of bread lightly toasted and another coffee nut. Here. He kind of smiles at Imogen.
Okay. And she looks like this is a new one, and she goes to make it, and she bring it straight back there. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how it. I think this is done right. Like, she's sort of worrying that it doesn't how he normally makes it. So that hopefully this tastes right.
It's something new.
Okay, I think that means good. Like she's sort of mumbling that to herself.
But we can have the same tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
awful.
yeah, I got plenty of eggs.
He tucks into very precisely cutting off squares of toast and egg, and expertly doctors his coffee up. That you would be familiar with. It's the same way he takes it when he comes in for lunch.
And Imogen just starts mopping. if like there's now a lot of glass, I imagine, from the sign. So she's going along and just trying to sweep up the glass.
He was by the limousine, or some sort of by the limousine. His back is the same.
Whose back is the same?
That man who just left.
Mr.
Barker.
Lowry.
Yes. The man with the cigar. For some reason, their backs are the same. His back is the same as the other guy. The back of the man who threw the cigar at the limo on the night, 1 minute to midnight, near the casino. The white limousine. The man with the cigar. Their backs are the same, but they're not the same. There's a reason they're connected. It's part of the pieces. It's the pieces we have to find. It's coffee to go.
And Imogen is just logging it. Like she looks confused, but she's actually logging just everything you're saying. Maybe we should go look for him. Maybe the others will find him. The man in the striped suit. And she just continues to mop up the glass.
That was weird.
What was weird?
The neon sign. That was weird.
And I'm assuming, did Clint smile when the gremlins sort of came out? Did he find it amusing? Because I feel Imogen would have noticed it because she watches everyone.
When the gremlin's out doing sort of his astral projection thing, it probably it doesn't register on Clinton. If anything, he was weirdly. He said he was surprised, but he didn't even flinch.
Okay. What was weird?
Neon sign. That doesn't happen. That didn't happen. It hasn't happened recently, but things like that happen at my work. But work is closed. Work is closed all week. They're trying to save money. Shortened shifts. Some of us don't work. Factories closed. Labor cutbacks.
Why do you think it happened here then?
I don't know.
You handled it quite well. And she starts putting the glass into the bin.
It surprised me though.
I think it surprised all of us. You stayed very still. You didn't move.
No, I jumped. You didn't see me jump?
No, I didn't see you jump. In fact, you were quite calm.
I don't like surprises.
You did well, though.
He just sort of looks at her. Nice weather we're having.
It's really nice.
Yes. And tucks back into his meal, going back into their normal routine.
Mm.
Then we shall pan across to John, Lee, and Dinah. Now, Lee and Dinah, are you going to go and catch up with John when you leave, or are you going to tail him?
I'm catching up with him right away. I think it'll be easier for Lee to tail the both of us. And I can sort of steer and direct John the best I can anyways.
Yeah, so Shilan's definitely tailing, sticking more on the ground than usual, because she knows that John knows she likes to stick up higher in the... So she's like, nope, can't do that. So she's sticking a good distance away, but still keeping an eye on them. And of course she knows where the casino is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you approach the casino, John obviously still looking like a pop star, and Dinah looking as Dinah always does, radiant. The bouncer just waves you both in. It's a bit quiet at the moment. Not many people are gambling middle of the day. They need the business. In you go.
John, have you ever watched a motion picture?
I assume I have.
Assumptions are a dangerous thing. What was the last one you saw?
There was that one guy from that boxing movie, the large blonde Russian, and
Dolph Lundgren.
the son of that one kung fu actor, Brandon Lee. They went and wanted to save Little Japan.
It's an excellent film.
Yes. Can't remember the name of it, though. But it was nice.
I'm glad you're so very cultured. Now,
Thank you.
how can I be of assistance to you on this investigation, John?
Well, I was hoping that you could take the front, and I'll take the back. You know, keep your ears to the ground. If you see Vincenzo, let's see if we can get close to him and gather information. I will go in the back and see if I can find these arms that the little monkey has informed us of.
Well, Okay, I'll take the front. You take the back.
Wonderful.
And with it being now, how long before we meet up again?
I want to say 2 hours tops. If I can't find anything back, we will meet back over at Imogen's Diner.
Okay. I will assist you the best I can.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Well, you have great luck on your endeavors, and I will check the back.
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Showdown
Yes.
in Little Tokyo.
Showdown in Little Tokyo. I will be Dolph, and you will be Brandon.
It shall be the finest part I have ever played. And
Wonderful.
essentially what I'd like to do, Master of Ceremonies, is I would like to kind of Madam Mim 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just start tailing John Doe indiscriminately. I try to keep just out of sight.
Okay. Okay.
John goes to the rear. What does he see?
As you get to the rear, you can see Daryl sitting where he always sits across the way in his great big mountain of newspapers, next to some like discarded, maybe broken pallets and that sort of thing that he sort of uses as a bit of wind protection. Now I feel like Dinah and Lee, I need you to make me a sneak around for if John notices you creeping up on him.
All right. Let's see what I have that goes in my favor. So this is how I'd like to play this. So, I have a perfect spatial sense, meaning I can judge distances between objects perfectly, and my goal is to stay just out of eye shot. And if this was a boxing ring and I was throwing illegal strikes, I'd try to keep the referee's body positioned in such a way he could not see them. So I'm attempting to keep bodies, walls, barriers just out of the way. That may be all that I have going for me in this situation. My soothing presence, my uncanny charisma, my trustworthy appearance. I'm being deceitful, and I'm not trying to hide it. So yeah, I think that's all I've got.
Do you think you could use your premonition skill?
100%, I could use my premonition.
Like know when he's about to look around and that sort of thing?
Yeah, and I might be able to use my logical deduction as well, or my eye for details.
Yeah, I'd let that pass.
I'll use eye. Yeah.
What about the weaknesses?
Okay, so most of those have to deal with the underworld and law enforcement, but let me take another look. I most definitely can't tell friend from foe, so I may misjudge who I place between us, as well as the direction that I'm headed in. May end up over my head. And also the fact that I need my TI-83 calculator, but I can't use that if I'm trying to tail him perfectly. Also, I look like I'm cheating at casino games if I'm pulling out a calculator out on the game floor.
Yeah.
So this is a sneak around. Let's give it a roll. A great success.
Oh,
13.
fantastic. So on a great success, first of all, you can mark attention to the two themes that you use weaknesses from.
So I had filled up attention on Master of the Game before. Does that simply give me another power tag? How does that work?
You get to make an improvement. So if you go down to the bottom of your tag and hit flip, it'll say improvements. And if you go to the power tag, the theme book in the book, and you go down to the last part of that section before it goes on to the next theme.
Those, yes.
Those are your improvements, and they're kind of like perks.
Got it.
So,
got it.
Some of them do allow you to go to different theme books and pull something from there and create a new power tag. Others give bonuses, like if you roll a great success, it's actually dynamite, and you get everything on the dynamite table as well.
All right, so that works for me. And then, yeah, I just happen to have one flip over, and then that's good for me. All right, so I've marked attention where it's due.
Awesome. Now, Lee, are you trying to coincide with Dinah as you sneak, or are you sneaking separately?
I'm sneaking separately.
Of course. We'll have your sneak roll as well, please. Unfortunately, we can't see Kiana's character sheet on stream because for whatever reason they're not compatible with the software.
Roll20 API doesn't like me.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yep. So I'm gonna use slip away unnoticed, never stand out, underestimate me and never see it coming. I guess jump away in time.
Yep.
That's 4, and then my add a weakness of overconfident, so that's +3.
+3. Great success as well. So same story. You get to mark attention to the one that you marked weakness on, and you successfully sneak.
Nice.
So, John, as you get around to the back, you can see Daryl where he usually is. You can also see the door, which is a door with a like an old key style lock.
I go over to Daryl and I kneel down next to him and I say, "Good day, Daryl.
Hey.
I was wondering if you saw anything in particular, maybe out of the ordinary that was coming in and out of that door there."
No, not in particular. A lot of people have been coming and going, though.
Okay.
Not all familiar faces.
Not all familiar faces. Do you know, like, any one of them kind of stand out to you?
Oh, Vincenzo ain't been using this door so much recently, but all sorts of new, well, folks have been.
Right. Now I'm going to give you this, and he pulls out some change and he puts it in his cup. And I want you to take this over to the shelter. I want you to stay there until I come to get you.
You expect trouble?
If everything goes not according to plan, then yes.
Well, I'm glad you got a plan.
I'm glad I have some semblance of a plan as well. You take this and you drop a coin in every other one of us that you see, and I want you to tell them to get to the shelter as well and stay there until I come for you, okay?
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for looking after the little monkey.
I was just watching.
And John will get up and he'll walk towards the door. So it has an old-timey lock.
Mhm.
Does there seem to be any guards or CVC cameras?
Doesn't seem to be.
He's gonna pull out John's gonna pull out his butter knife and he's going to try to jam it into the crack where the latch is,
Mhm.
and he's going to try to break the latch and the lock. And he's going to do so by applying a little bit of that heat, that holy fire that he used to get out of the boot of the
Mhm.
truck. Instead of making a flaming sword, he's going to make more like a little flaming pocket knife. And he's going to try to cut through the lock and the latch of the door. So it's going to be just 2 power tags. Flaming sword would be the act of creating the shape, and heavenly weapon is what it is.
Mhm.
I think that's it. So he's going to try to change the game.
Okay.
Mild success.
On a mild success, you do indeed break the door. I guess you can gain a story tag of well, you've applied a story tag to the door that it doesn't lock anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm just going to spend the other power to hide the effect.
Mhm.
So it just looks like I jimmied it open with the butter knife, and he's going to open the door and he's going to kind of close it and walk down. So when he opens it and enters, is it a hallway?
Yeah, it's just like a hallway. There's a dressing room on the left, which says Marco Lowry on it. There's like a faded peeling star sticker on the door. And to the right, there are some stairs and an office. The stairs don't lead up to the office. I mean, there is an office and some stairs. And straight ahead leads to the casino floor.
Whose name is on the office?
There is no name.
Okay. No, like authorized personnel only. There's nothing about that.
You can see the door further ahead to the casino floor. There's a security door on it. It's one of the big barred things. Like, no one should get back here.
Okay. He's going to go over to the office door, and he's going to attempt to do the same thing with the butter knife. Kind of jimmy the lock open.
On the office, sorry.
Yeah, the office door.
The office isn't locked. You can just walk straight in.
Oh, okay. So he tries the handle, finds out that it is not locked, and he opens it up. And he's going to start looking around. What is in this office?
You can see the Windows 95 PC sitting in the corner, flickering away. The screen's on the fritz. It's scrolling up and down all the time. There's a filing cabinet and a large desk. This desk, it has it has a nameplate on it.
What does the nameplate say?
Danny Scott.
John opens his little moleskin notebook and he writes down Danny Scott office ? And he's gonna go over to the old computer monitor that is on the fritz. Does it have a magnet on it?
Yeah, why not?
He removes the magnet.
Screen's fine.
See, they always tell you to keep magnets away from these things, and now I know why. It takes the vertical hold off the TV screen, and he places it on the filing cabinet, and he sits down. Is this password protected?
It looks like it might be, but it's currently open. As though someone walked away whilst the screen was messing up to try and get some help.
I assume that I only have brief minutes, so I'm going to start looking. He's just going to start looking through all the files. He has no training with computers, so he's going to just start looking through the files indiscriminately. I think this is just going to be a straight roll because I don't have anything that will help with this investigation. So we'll just do a
I'm going to place my hand on his shoulder.
He pulls out the butter knife and he looks over.
Please don't turn and spread me to death.
This is awkward. Aren't you supposed to be at the front of the casino?
You need help with this, don't you?
I do not. Look, I opened up the little box and it says my documents.
I can't hear you over the sexism in your voice right now.
Well, no, no. I got it. Look, I opened up my documents and look, there are all his documents.
You've left so many tracks that you yourself opened up these documents that do not belong to you. I'm just saying, would you like this done discreetly?
Sure.
All
and
right.
John kind of gets up and lets Dinus take the seat.
Stay. And I kind of place my hands very gently on top of his, and almost as if I'm teaching a child how to play with a toy xylophone. I'm taking his fingers and I'm typing the combinations and the keying, and I'm kind of walking him through it and very quietly explaining at the highest level the principles. And while I do this, I'm assuring John that he is very talented in many things, and today he's going to learn how to do just one more new thing. And I hope you don't mind this. I really don't have any personal space at all. I'm just everywhere.
It's fine. I was hoping to find something about Vincenzo, but I found his office, and I know that these computers usually have a lot of important documentation, or I would probably be going through that. Oh, a file cabinet! I will go through that. And he gets up. I don't like the digital stuff. It kind of
and why did you come to the digital stuff?
I don't know. First instinct.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the more analog things. I'm just gonna come over here and I'm going to open up this file cabinet and see what's inside. And see what do I see.
All right. I've had my little fun with him. I was just walking him through Minesweeper too. We weren't. You better be careful.
I
You
just
can blow
don't.
up the computer. You can blow up the computer, John.
I don't want to do this. I don't. Oh, that reminds me of a time my friend and I were playing World of Warcraft, and somebody put the little raid tag of the skull above his head and convinced him that if he didn't do a specific quest, his character was going to auto delete after 7 days.
Oh man.
He was going everywhere, and we sent him into all the high level zones, and he just kept dying. And then we removed it because we felt bad.
So, on an investigate mild success of 8 with no power tags, you get clues equal to your power tags, right? But there's no power tags.
Okay.
However, on a 7 to 9, your investigation can expose you to danger. And so, there is a knock at the door, and someone says, Danny, you in there?
Yep. Yes, I am. I'm feeling a little under the weather today.
The handle starts to move. The
No,
door
no,
begins
no,
to
don't
open.
wait. I'm masturbating. Don't come in. Don't, please. I'm not decent. Everything's just everywhere. Just give me some time to clean up. Can I meet you out on the casino?
Danny, you're joking, right? Can you make me
No.
a convince roll? And Dinah, how are you reacting to this?
When in Rome.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I have to back up my brother's play. Here's what I'm going
All right,
to
we're
do
just
is
gonna do
I'm
straight convince.
I'm reaching into my purse. I'm pulling out my makeup bag. I'm going to make it look like he hit me really bad in my eye. I'm just going to kind of smear around, and I'm going to kind of start like sobbing.
Don't worry about the sobbing. That's some porn, pornography.
Help! Help! Help!
Oh my god.
Danny, come on, you're not allowed to do that sort of stuff in here. And
No, he really is allowed to do that stuff in here. It was part of his contract. Oh gosh, you've sucked me into this. Oh.
I don't know.
I'm opening the door. I'm opening the door forthright and aggressively. Hello?
he walks in. He looks at John and says,
I'm not letting him walk in.
"Oh.
Who is it? Is it Vincenzo?
It's not Vincenzo.
Okay,
It's just a regular goon.
cool.
You're not Danny.
No, I am not, unfortunately.
But I know Danny's in here. I heard him, and he starts trying to walk in.
He is
what happened
100%
to your,
in here.
What happened to your eye?
I was hit. It was bad. They tried to get me to talk, but I wouldn't. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start spinning a tale. The tale that I am spinning is about how I've been. Do I recognize this goon from any of my files? Knowing everyone in the neighborhood.
Yeah, probably. He's one of Vincenzo's guys. He's one of the old
Yeah.
loyal ones. He's.
Yep. I know. I go. And Nathaniel, men like you and women like me don't break. We don't ever talk. They tried to get me to talk, but I didn't. I know you by reputation. I know that you are an oak. 1 in 10 million. 20 million, perhaps. What do you need Danny for? He's not decent.
He's not decent with you and him. How do you know my... Look, I just need to pick up the accounts for the last week.
Yeah, I'll bring. And he picks up like a bunch of files indiscriminately that say just account numbers, and he's just kind of like, here you go. Watch out. Here, I'm gonna give you with this hand. Nothing's wrong with this one. I'm just not feeling very good.
He reaches out to take the accounts, and as he does, he just pushes the door slightly, so he catches sight
RPG in.
of John's face.
Oh.
He looks in and
Wow.
says, "Danny, you dyed your hair?"
Yes, I did. I was looking. Do you know that Ziggy Stardust fellow?
Not particularly.
David
This is
Bowie.
more like the serious Moonlight.
I
Oh,
mean, I
seriously.
mean, I guess I've heard of him, but I'm not into pop. You know, we got business to be doing.
Oh, he's in
I-
all different styles. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Going.
Do you remember that one guy with the huge bulge from that one Jim Henson movie, The Labyrinth?
Oh yeah, I remember the movies. Yeah.
Yeah. I just was feeling like I wanted to have some kind of his kind of look,
Yeah.
you know, have that magic dance, and John will just start dancing.
All right, Danny. Yeah, you're ill.
He's seen lots of movies.
You're ill, all right.
I'm not feeling very good. I think I'm
well, look.
calming down with the casino crud.
I'm gonna get out of here, but you get your throat better soon, and I'll catch you around.
All right.
And he,
Bye.
And he walks away.
Now you listen here to me, Mr. Danny. We are in some deep shit right now, and we need to get out of here ASAP. I don't want you to touch me. Let's get out of here and let's go. And
I look, Dinah. I just said that thing because I, people don't. We're not in the bathroom, so I can't say it's occupied. What else stops people from entering a room?
a bajillion other things. I just want you to know I'm telling the father about this, and then I'm pulling out a small pistol
No,
pilot,
don't.
and I'm not shooting John. I'm shooting the computer, aiming for where I think the hard drive would be. It's silence. And just 3 shots.
What the heck? What? Why do you have a gun?
Shut up! And I'm getting out of there. Come on.
Wait, but Vincenzo.
From outside the door, you hear Vincenzo's voice saying, "What do you mean he's got a girl in there with him?"
Scat, would it be fair to say that I could be hanging out outside the back door, hearing all this shit happen?
I mean, you succeeded your sneak roll. You tell me where you've snuck to.
Yeah, I'm I'm hanging right by the back door because I was like, fuck, if something goes wrong, I'm gonna have to just. So upon hearing Vincenzo, and I've heard all of this shenanigans go down.
Shenanigans is the technical
Sheila's
word.
gonna do something real dumb, and she's gonna start banging on the back door.
That is not good. I'm coming out straightway, and I'm making my presence known to the one that said, "What do you mean he's got a girl in there?" And this is what you do. You have to confront your accusers, and you have to stand up and hold your ground. John, this is just before I do that, I turn to John. I go, "John, you're going to want to get out of here now.
I'm not going to leave you.
You're going to have to."
Nat, go and see to that business at the door. I'll go and I'll put an end to this.
John kind of like flips the butter knife in his hand, and as Nat passes him, he's gonna reach out and just hit him.
Don't do it.
No, we got to get out of here, right? I'm not gonna leave you.
I will shoot you if I have to.
You can try, but I don't feel like that would be a very effective use of the bullets.
You're going to want to get out of here. And I'm going straightway to Vincenzo. If he's attacking that, I'm going to cut him off. I have to draw all the attention onto me. I've got to make sure Lee and John can get out of here.
He's going to come in, and he's going to, with the meat of his hand, he's going to whack him right at the base of the skull, kind of trying to knock him out.
Oh, okay. We're gonna need.
I'm gonna, I think, hit him with all I got. Can
yeah, I think that would work. Hit him with all you've got.
I'm going to do, let's see, Divine Smite, Unbreakable. the Saint Michael charm bracelet. He kind of whispers the Saint Michael prayer as he's doing this, and he's going to call on the weakness of faith from the armor, the heavenly host, because he doesn't have a lot of faith in this plan of leaving Dinah behind.
Okay.
So a mild success with 2 powers.
A mild success with 2 powers. On a mild success, when you have a clear shot and you use your abilities to hit someone or something with all you've got, roll plus power. On a hit, you give the target an appropriate status of your choice with tier equals power. So that'd be a tier of 2.
Okay.
So on a 7 to 9, choose one. You take cover or secure a superior position. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. You get them good or get many of... Oh, hang on a minute. That sounds like a 10 plus. Choose 2, sorry, so choose 1. You get them good or get many of them. You control the collateral damage. You hold the target's attention if possible. And you gain the upper hand. Take 1 juice. Which one would you like to choose?
He's going to gain a superior position to inflict the status tag of unconscious. The superior position is he's behind him, and when he whacks him, he's going to have Nat fall into his arms, and he's going to control the collateral damage and drag him into Danny's office, and he's going to stuff him underneath the desk.
Okay. So you do this, and Vincenzo's standing like right there.
Don't mind me, sir. I'm just me and Nat had a bet and he lost, and he just continues to walk. But
Danny,
like,
what the hell are you doing?
He's masturbating, sir.
Don't come in.
I'm going right up to Vincenzo. I'm talking in it. I'm taking control of the conversation right now.
Uh-huh.
This is what Dinah does. I heard you were going to put a stop to this right away. And what exactly does that mean?
Dinah.
Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi. I thought you
Hello.
weren't going to show your face around here anymore.
Unfortunately, that was essential. I'm here, and I'm showing my face. And as you are aware, there is very little you can do about that without, well, there being some serious consequences.
Yeah. We've not heard from your boss for quite a while down here.
He's not too fond of scum. I mean, small timers.
Come upstairs. I'll show you all my plans.
I would be delighted. I love a good monologue from a cartoonish villain.
Such scathing ton.
Well, things didn't really work out between us, did they?
After you.
Age before beauty.
But always ladies first.
This is true, and I am in fact a lady, and I take the lead in front of him.
Lee, are you looking from the door?
Oh yeah. If I hear things go quiet.
So as you see Dinah head up the stairs, you see Vincenzo draw a gun and follow.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I probably would be at the doorway as well, waiting for it to be clear. So would I see this as well?
Possible. I think with you being tied up with Nathaniel, I think Lee, I can see it all sort of happening all at once, like Dinah sort of being the conversation that stops Vincenzo from taking too much notice of what's happening to Nathaniel, and with Lee being at the door, I think she'd probably get a better chance of seeing it.
Ah.
John's head pops out. What?
Oh, she didn't say anything. She's just like internal screaming's happening inside of Lee's head, but she's not saying anything out loud.
Has Dinah heard? Is Vincenzo still walking up behind her? Or has he held his ground to take a clean shot?
He's walking up behind you.
Okay, I have no reason.
He says, I'm sorry things didn't work out between us, Dinah.
Well, you kind of were unfaithful. You hit me. You murdered my sister. And you pinned it on my father. So you were kind of the scum of the earth.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take all that. You can hear sort of like a screwing sound from behind you.
Oh, by the way, I'm starting to follow inside.
I step right in front of her and put up a hand. What are you doing?
I turn around slowly. What do I see?
At the top of the stairs, he's holding a silenced pistol. Thing is, Dinah, you were a bitch. And you were a loose end.
Being down the stairwell, could we hear this muffled shots?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, John is breakneck speed all the way running up the stairwell. He has already flicked the butter knife into a full flaming sword, and he is about to jump up and bring the hammer down onto Vincenzo. And I will hit him with all I got.
Mm-hmm.
Flaming sword, heavenly weapon, divine smite.
I will warn you in advance that Vincenzo probably has resistances.
Okay. Holy aura and unbreakable. He's going to invoke the weakness of righteous fury. Because this is not out of a need to protect, but out of a need to, I guess, get retaliation. And we'll do that. Hit him with all I got.
Mm-hmm.
An 11 on a great success.
Unfortunately, yeah, okay. So I hit him with all you've got. Let's take a look at this. Hit him with all you've got. So you can take 2 of those same choices from before. You can take cover or secure a superior position. You can get them good or get many of them with a +1 tier. You'll actually be reducing a tier here. I'll tell you about it in a second.
He has the resistance that if I give him a tier 2 status, he actually takes a tier 1. Does he have that kind of that kind of NPC resistance? Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
You hold the target's attention if possible. You gain the upper hand to take 1 juice.
Let's see. I am going to gain the upper hand, be in a superior position. He doesn't know that I was coming up behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I am vaulting off of a wall and a stair railing kind of deal, kind of like acrobatics as I'm coming up. I'm going to get him good. I'm going to try to wound him in some way by driving the flaming sword through his body. And I can give him a tier 4 status. So tier 4 would be smite. Tier 3 will be branded. He has been branded by this blade. Everyone will know that he has been branded by John, leaving a searing mark of 2 wings with a flaming sword going down the middle of it. as he brings the sword down. It kind of forms on his chest, kind of deal. It doesn't come from the sword. It just appears on his body.
As you do this, can you also please face danger?
I will. He has his aura active right now, so I think when I'm face danger, it's just going to be the holy aura and unbreakable, and then impervious to mortal weapons if it applies. Does it apply?
Yeah.
Okay, so facing the danger, and that is a 14 great success.
So as you dive into him, you drive the sword into his shoulder for the brand. And he just sort of like takes it, taking a step back. You're burning his suit though, and he sort of looks down disgustedly, brings the pistol up and goes, "Danny?" And fires at you twice.
So he fires at me twice. The bullets, do they ricochet?
I guess, yeah. You tell me how the mythos would. They don't hurt you for certain.
Yeah. So the bullets would just kind of like ricochet off of him, kind of like Luke Cage kind of deal, and then he lands and he grabs Vincenzo and he stands on the rails and kind of lifts him over, and he has that picture that I want to say the word is tableau, but it's might be, yeah, of him holding Vincenzo by the neck, dangling him over this as if he's going to drop him. And he's like, "My name is not Danny." And he says that with his eyes just on fire.
No, it's not. But you look like him. You look a lot like him. Could be his freaking brother.
That's the second time somebody says that I look like somebody. What do you know?
About what?
Do you know me?
Heck if I know. I know I am play a game called Danny. You gotta loosen this grip, it's hard to talk. You wanna talk.
I loosen the grip and I drop Vincenzo behind me on the floor. And I go over to Dinah. I check her pulse.
Blood litters the floor, running down the stairs, soaking into the carpets.
Is the pulse weak?
There is no pulse. There is a bullet wound in her heart, in her neck, and in her head.
What are your plans for New Year's?
And what if I tell you you're gonna stop me?
You've already signed a death wish. I will kill you myself.
Things are gonna change around here on New Year's Eve. You remember the night Chicago died?
No.
Back when Al Capone decided that he was gonna take over the town.
I don't remember.
Well,
I don't remember anything past 4 years ago.
Well, some years ago, back during the Prohibition, a guy named Al Capone decided that he was better than the police. He was going to turn things over. Put someone new in charge. There was a great big fight, and he lost. I don't intend to lose.
John takes the sword and he places it against Vincenzo's neck. This is burning with white fire, very very hot. And he is going to strike him down.
Could you please hit it with all you've got again?
Okay. It's just going to be the let's see. It's going to be the Flaming Sword, Heavenly Weapon, Divine Smite. No Holy Aura, Unbreakable. And I'm going to call on the Weakness of Faith in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
What he's doing is he's taking a life out of vengeance, not out of protection.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that just reset it. Damn, I always forget to hit the thing. Okay, hold on, I got this, guys. Don't worry. All right, and then we're gonna hit him with all we got. Mild success.
On a mild success, you get to choose one. You
Okay.
can get them good.
I'm gonna get him good. I don't know if I can kill him. I'd like to cut out his voice box because he's basically slicing this sword across Vincenzo's neck, and if it doesn't kill him, he's going to sever some vocal cords.
Okay. As you do that, can you face danger once more for me?
Facing danger is going to be same weakness of faith, Unbreakable. Will impervious to mortal weapons be a factor here?
Yes, it will.
Okay. No heavenly aura or holy aura. So let's face danger. That is a miss.
As you slice across his throat, and you do slice across his throat, and you can see the blood and his voice. His arm reaches forward, and his arm is no longer the pale skin like mine. It is like it's covered in black leather. And as you look at his face, it also sort of, for a moment, covers in black leather and then goes again as he starts crushing your own windpipe back. I would like you to take a status.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't as... Oh, no, this is a miss, isn't it? You will endure harm. I would like you to be... I'm trying to think. What's the suitable status for being choked?
Suffocating.
Asphyxiation in the moment, but are you trying to cause some damage afterwards? Because I know that, like, if somebody's been choked, like actually choked, it does hurt them to talk or breathe, even after the pressure has been released. So are you trying to?
We'll go for that. We'll call it choked.
Okay.
But that's what we'll
all right. We'll go choked. So is it a status 1, status 3?
I believe. Let's see. You missed 1 power. I'd say it's probably a status 4.
Okay. I think we might even make it even spicier and call it asphyxiated if it's a status 4. Choke seems like a status 1.
Yeah. So status 4 asphyxiated, and he's just gonna say, "Get the fuck out of here before I kill you."
John just doesn't blink. He takes the sword and he's going to attempt to slice Vincenzo's hand off. Because he did tell him to get away, but he can't right now. He currently has him in a chokehold. So, out of I guess instinct, he's just going to go for the hand. I don't know why it's taking so hard for him to do it.
This time it will be toe to toe.
Okay. And then this is just going to be stuff from the arsenal. It's just going to be those 3 power tags. And then go toe to toe. Great success.
On a great success in going toe to toe, you get to choose 2. You manage to achieve your goal, e.g., you take something they hold. You get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier equals power. You block, dodge, or counter at their best attempts. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. If they're a PC, it's tier equals their power.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that
So
one
you
more
can,
time?
you manage to achieve your goal.
Okay.
You get them good and give them a status, or you block, dodge, or counter their attempts. And if you don't choose that last one, they can impose a status on you.
I'm going to counter their attempts. I'm just going to disarm him, literally.
Yeah, you lop his armor.
The wound cauterizes instantaneously because this is how hot the blade is. And he bends down and he picks up Dinah's body.
It hangs limply in your arms. Vincenzo falls to the floor, like, ah! Trying to scream, but where you've cut his throat, he just can't really. It's. Ah!
I will be back. I will be back. And he starts walking down the stairs, and some points have been made, and I'm going to use them. I am going to walk down the stairs. I'm going to hand the body to Lee.
If you try to do that, I just kind of, having witnessed all this, it's kind of, yeah. And just starts leaving.
He holds the body and he looks up at Vincenzo and he begins to walk out. I feel like that encounter would have cracked his kind beggar man persona.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And that will switch it over to a mythos card, but I will think about what kind of mythos card that will be.
It can be nascent for the time being. You can take it as nascent, and in the time between this succession and next succession, you can come up with something.
So, he's going to start looking into this guy Danny, but this is just kind of like he still has Dinah in his arms, so he's walking out. But this he still has the name Danny on his mind. Why has 2 people have confused them for somebody that they know, and why did they say that I look like Danny? So, yeah. So he's walking back, and he walks. He's starting to walk, not towards Imogen's cafe, but he's starting to walk to Father Doyle's church.
Mm-hmm. You can indeed do that. And as we do so, why don't we skip across to the diner where Imogen and Clinton have been spending time?
I don't know if we're doing a lot. I mean, are we just sitting around looking at each other? I want to know what X is doing.
Yeah, like
I stare at Imogen. Imogen stares back. What's X doing?
we feel awkward. I wonder what they're doing.
Thank you for the cheer there, Devon Rip Diner. You can gift a wild magic surge with that if you like. Imogen, you'd be cleaning up though, right? Like when people leave, you clean up.
Yeah, I suppose I'm assuming it's quite late into the evening now. She's
Well, yeah. How late?
clearing-
Yeah. What time is it?
Yeah, not to be those people, but
It's not been that long, to be fair. It's been
Yeah, we know it was 3:15 when
they left. It was about a
had my-
15-minute walk, 3:30. Then they broke in very quickly. So it's probably only coming up for about 5, I would say, throughout all of that. Maybe the fight might have taken a bit longer, maybe 5, maybe 6 latest. And also we've got... So Devon Rue would like to give a wild magic surge. I'm sure she'll let us know who that will be for very shortly. In the meantime, we've got 30 retweets. So I need to give out another one. I'll use the same... I'll only use a D4 this time. Where Kiana is 1, Alice is 2, Zippy is 3, and Jay is 4. Alice, please roll me a 1d 326.
Ooh, something in the diner.
yep. 36. And I know that because I wrote those ones that low. Oh god.
I will hold on to that for now, but I will make a note. If only I could find my pen. Hildy, what you done with it?
Yeah, Imogen will go. I'm guessing if there's not lots of people in there, she'll just start slowly cleaning everything down so that she might have just one coffee machine still up and running and working, like still got the steam going and everything, but otherwise she's just waiting to close up, basically.
Okay.
Sort of waiting to
as
hear
you're
back from them.
Cleaning up, when you're cleaning the seat that Marco was sitting in, you find a slip of paper.
And she's also like, yeah. And opens it.
It is it's shipping details for arms.
And she's like she's sort of speechless about it, and then thinks again and folds it up and puts it in her pocket, and then puts another smile on her face and continues to clean.
Excellent. Zippy, could you roll that 1d 326 for me?
Alrighty.
Thank you, Devon.
201.
On top of your flaming sword, you're going to grab a new power tag in your expression thing of a reflective shield.
Ooh, nice.
The original one was there's a prism shield that can be used to reflect the light into enemies' eyes. It's all D&D stuff, so I'm just going to flavor it so it works for this.
All right, I'm going to just name that as Heavenly Shield.
Cool.
At 4:36, Clinton would have asked if Imogen has a paper, and basically while she's cleaning and getting ready for, I guess, the dinner crowd, he would be doing his normal routine of taking out all the ads and going through and reading the front page, but just the front page of each section, which usually takes him about an hour and a half. So actually, it takes him exactly an hour and 20 minutes. He reads the paper for an hour and 20 minutes till 5:56.
She's sort of cleaning up around him, but leaving him the space if he's going through everything. Like, not gonna touch it.
The trash. He sort of starts a pile of all the ads, especially Christmas ads. It's like so many Christmas ads, too many Christmas ads in the paper.
So I suppose the last people to check in with Lee.
So during that whole fight, she had been at the bottom of the stairs. Everything inside of her screaming as she is trying to figure out. She's someone who is self-preservation based, is what she does. But there's also this bit of her that wants to join in the fight, but she's like, I don't know these people. They've never done that much for me. And as she just watches the brutality of what happens, she's starting to feel claustrophobic, she's starting to feel trapped in the situation. And as soon as John tries to approach her with Dinah, she feels that need to have to leave. This is not a situation that she can come out on top of.
Where do you go?
Rather, the only thing that she can think of, the way to come up on top of. There's only one way to do that. And so she sprints out the door. And she does a impossibly high leap onto the next building, clambering up. As she doesn't go to the diner, she knows she'll have to go there eventually. But she goes home. She doesn't even go through the front door like she would normally. She climbs in through one of the windows.
As you are fleeing home, you might notice a low-slung white Mercedes leaving the residential area. As John walks towards the church, you'll notice the low-slung white Mercedes speed past him. Were its windows always tinted?
I don't know.
It's difficult to remember. Clinton and Imogen, you will see a low-slung white Mercedes go speeding past the diner heading towards the casino. And that's where we'll wrap up tonight's session. So, how are we all feeling?
I just had my best friend die. Moments before we were talking about masturbation. She was teaching me how to do the minesweeper.
So, why don't we go round? Today, guys, I'd like you to tell me where you are and where we can find you and all the great things that you get up to online. But also, tell me how you feel about Dinah's death. And we'll start with Kiana since she went last time.
I'm feeling very conflicted. Mostly because the way that I would react and how Shilan would react are two very different ways. I would have gotten in there right away, been like, yeah, we're gonna stop this thing. Self-preservation's a strong factor. And Shilan is not sure how to feel about Dinah's death because she's not somebody who's been around a lot of people's deaths in general. Her work tends to be more within the, sneaking around, avoiding people. And she didn't particularly like Dinah at all. She didn't get along with her. But she had to admit, like, she's not cold-hearted about it. Like, this is terrible that somebody just died who really shouldn't deserve to be killed. So she's feeling weird about that. I'm feeling fucking sad. I love Dinah as a character. Freaking badass, sassy, super cool. But yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about this for a while. Trying to piece all the things together. We might have sped up the premonition Who knows? We'll find out, I guess. But until then, you guys find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I am all over the internet playing role-playing games at all different places, almost every day of the week. But what I'll plug is One Shot Wonders, which is the series here that I DM for. D&D 5e one-shots, new setting every month. We're doing Dark Sun this month, which is super fun. So check that out, where things are also pretty grim, but in a very different way. So, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to figure this out, but hopefully before anyone else dies.
So next around the table, Alice, the headmistress. Hello.
Hello. I really enjoyed that. Like, really enjoyed it. I like all the interactions that are happening between all characters and seeing their personality shine through. It's a shame Dinah's now gone because of that. I personally say, again, I loved Dinah's character, but Imogen doesn't know she's gone yet. So I can't say how Imogen is going to react to that just yet. But yeah, I loved this as always, and I look forward to it every Monday, even though it's 4 a.m. in the morning for me. But I loved it. And yeah, you can find me over on Encounter Roleplay, where we're playing the Warhammer finale this Wednesday. And also, if I'm not there, I'm here. I'm doing DMing, we're playing games. I'm in them or I'm DMing them. We've got the podcast coming. We've got so much coming for the next season. So I'll let Scrap do that, because he'll just be repeating everything I say. So.
What about you though, Alice? How did you feel about Dinah's death?
I'm sad that Dinah has died. I think I could see some of it coming, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm not sad about it.
Next around the table, Zippy Zippo.
Hi, I'm Zippy Zippo. You can find me here on Twitch at Zippy_Zippo. I do a bunch of variety gaming, and I also bounce around to a bunch of channels and play tabletop RPGs. I was not expecting Dinah to die, but I think that it was a good point for character progression, especially with the story. And let's see what part of the premonition that John has fulfilled.
Okay. And you yourself, bud? You okay?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. Last but not least, our good friend Tollscore.
Third Thursday of every month, Dinah comes in late. She works late. She comes in always tired, and she always must be doing bookkeeping, so she has a large ledger underneath of her arm. She comes in and she orders a coffee, 2 right in a row, and takes a flask out that she pours something into it, probably alcohol, most certainly alcohol. She often smells of alcohol, but Clinton will miss that. Clinton will miss that she comes in the third Thursday, tired, but with a smile, always with a smile, even though she's obviously tired, she's overworked. But Clinton will miss it. Clinton will miss it very much. For me, I loved the foreshadowing of it with the chess game. I thought that was brilliant. And wasn't sure if it was going to be whether you were setting up for this episode, but probably for sometime soon, just knowing how many episodes we have. So I thought that was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I liked the idea of her having that sacrifice and, sacrificing your queen to win the chess game, which I thought was very, very a masterful stroke of y'all's storytelling. So I thought that was neat. As far as me, it's always fun. It's always a good time. Clinton's always interesting to play and to figure out how he doesn't crack every time he interacts in this world when he is basically laid off for a week and not quite sure what to do with himself. So
Well, you all look a little bit shell-shocked. I'll close out the session, guys. Thank you very much for watching today. We recently hit our $200 Patreon goal, so thank you all very much to those of you who have helped out. And I know 2 of you are here right now, you guys. Here are my social links. If you're not already part of my Discord, you should be. It's a wonderful group of people who will look after you, teach you D&D if you want to, talk about D&D if you want to, talk about anything else if you want to. They're just a great, great bunch. Twitter, if you want to get into a game very much like this one, send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you a game. I have spaces. And YouTube is where I desperately try and catch up with everything. I'm sort of slowly getting there. I also have a Patreon, which I just mentioned, which I've just recently hit my goal on, and I also have some merchandise on this site here. So do feel free to check all those out, and also check out my new panels below. I got new panels on the show. They're pretty. Go and look at the pretty panels. Thank you. We are going to go and pay a visit to the infamous Margaret Crone, I think. Take you lot over there. It seems a fairly safe place to take you all. She's usually doing something for charity or stuff like that. At the moment she's playing World of Warcraft. I don't know if that's going to be her charity stream or not, but it's possible. Check spelling. There we go. So when we get over there, guys, bring the hype with us. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST when we'll be going live with Wizards and Wardrobes again. Things are getting spicy over there too, so I guess it's just that time of season. Bring the hype with us though. If you don't have access to the Scrat Hype emote yet, then just type Scrat Hype out, that'll be fine. Keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you next time. See you later.